Welcome once again, my brothers and sisters, to another Living Hope Today Bible study. We're so thankful that you're here. And today we find ourselves in Deuteronomy chapter 30. We're almost done with the Pentateuch. It's taken us almost a year to get through it. And there are some very profound things. And today we see a side of God that's just absolutely fantastic. It gives me great comfort to present this. You know, God has been issuing commands, demands, and threats all through the book of Deuteronomy. Obey me and be blessed. Disobey me and be destroyed. Be cursed. It seems to be very clear. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. Stay with me. Come do what I tell you to do. I mean, that's really the thread that runs through the whole book. Well, you would think that people would just be alerted. Hey, okay, God, no problem. I don't want to get on your bad side. Who can fight against you? I don't want to be destroyed. I don't want to have all this trouble. I want to be blessed. Let me obey you. That would be the logical response, but the sinful nature keeps us so often from making that choice, right? Well, listen to what God says about that this morning as we proceed in this chapter. He says, when all these blessings and curses I have set before you come upon you. Wait a minute, come upon you. So blessings will come upon us and curses come upon us, and you take them to heart. Look at this. Wherever the Lord your God disperses you among the nations. Now that's just a profound phrase to me, because he's telling us, I know you're not going to obey. I know I'm going to have to follow through on all the threats I've made. You're going to worship other gods. You're going to intermingle with these pagan cultures that I've strictly forbidden you from intermingling with. I know you're going to fall, and I am going to do exactly what I said. You are going to go into exile. You will be dispersed. All the punishments that I've listed will come upon you. All right? So wherever the Lord your God disperses you among the nations, and when you and your children return to the Lord your God. Wow, okay, so I know there's going to come a day when you suffer enough, when the pain threshold gets to the highest level, and you finally say, gee, why is my life like this? Why am I cursed in everything I do? Oh, hey, I've abandoned God. Oh, maybe I should change my attitude and go back to him and obey him and do what he's called me to do. When you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I commanded you today. You see the implication? You're going to come back. I know you're going to come back. What would you say as a parent if your child was totally rebellious, left you, cursed your name, went off to do whatever they wanted, and then they came back? Some of us would meet our child with a bat. What do you think you're doing? I'm going to give you a good whack. Why did you do this? Well, how could you be so stupid, right? We'd go after them full force. Some of us would just weep with joy that they finally came back. What is God's response? Well, here it is. Then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you and gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you. This is prophetic. You look at the history of the people of Israel and you see what? You see exile for centuries, millennia. And guess what? We live in a day and age as of 1948 where God has reassembled his people. I will gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you. You've been displaced forever, it seems like, but God hasn't forgotten. You turn back to me, I'm going to restore you. I'm not going to punish you anymore. I'm going to restore you. I'm going to have compassion on you. This is the heart of God. Think of Luke 15, the prodigal son. I'm going to bring you back if you will come. Even if you've been banished to the most distant land under the heavens, from there the Lord your God will gather you and bring you back. Why is God doing this? Because God cannot go back on his promise, and he has made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, with Jacob. These people are going to be more numerous than the stars in the sky, and these people are going to be in the land that God has promised them to be. There it is. Here we see in Deuteronomy 30, centuries before any of these things happen, God has foretold it. He will bring you to the land that belonged to your fathers, and you will take possession of it. He will make you more prosperous and numerous than your fathers. The Lord your God will circumcise your heart. What is that? That's talking about making you faithful to him, bringing you to a place where it matters to you that you obey him. You have a heart to know him, to love him, to serve him, to obey. He's going to circumcise your heart and the hearts of your descendants. Not just you, but it's going to carry on through the line so that you may love him with all your heart and with all your soul and live. That's God's goal, right? That we live in obedience and in the blessing that he wants to provide. The Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies who hate and persecute you. Again, what do we see here? We see God coming through on the promise he made to Abraham. If they bless you, I'm going to bless them. If they curse you, I'm going to curse them. This is what God has said from way back in Genesis. Now here we are. He's saying it again. Those people that curse you are going to pay for that. They're going to pay. Think about that in modern terms. I mean, if I was Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis and Iran, I'd be scared to death. But again, they have no fear of God. They don't even believe he's real. But God's word isn't going to change because of their lack of faith. God's still going to come through on everything he promised. You will again obey the Lord and follow all his commands I am giving you today. There it is, prophecy again. Once the pain threshold gets high enough, you're going to come back. And when you come back, I'm going to bless you. And the Lord your God will make you the most prosperous in all the work of your hands and in the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your land. The Lord will again delight in you. Oh, that's a beautiful line, isn't it? God isn't going to hold a grudge. Come back. Obey. I will restore. I will have compassion. I'm going to take delight in you. If you'll simply come do what I've called you to do, obey me. Walk with me. Wow, this is the heart of God. This is the thread of grace and mercy and compassion that runs from Genesis to Revelation. Beautiful. I'm going to make you prosperous, just as he delighted in your fathers, if you obey the Lord your God. Oh, here we go again. The condition, if you obey. That applies to me and you today. If we put God's agenda as our highest priority, what does he teach us to pray? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done. We've been taught to pray, I want what you want. I'm going to facilitate what you want with my life. I want to obey. Your will be done, right? Well, God says, look, if you do that and you keep his commands and decrees that are written in this book of the law and turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, that's when you're going to prosper. That's when God's going to delight in you. This is his word to us. Now, what I'm commanding you today is not too difficult for you or beyond your reach. Okay, what's God saying? I'm not giving you a demand that's impossible, right? It's not up in heaven. Okay, this thing you need to do, it's not out of your reach, so that you have to ask who will ascend into heaven to get it and proclaim it to us so that we may obey it. In other words, how do we know for sure what he wants from us? Well, it's not up there where you can't access it, nor is it beyond the sea, so that you have to ask who will cross the sea to get it and proclaim it to us so that we may obey it. No, the word is very near you. this is another key point. If we were preaching this as a sermon, we'd park right here for a while, because God's simply saying one more time that what he says, what he reveals, contains everything we need for life and godliness. We depend on his word. That's his revelation. God's already stated to these people and to us what he wants, right? The word's very near to you. It's in your mouth. It's in your heart. So you may obey it. God says, I've given you my revelation. It's not in heaven. It's not beyond the sea. It's right there with you, in your heart, in your mouth. See, I set before you today, here we go, life and prosperity, death and destruction. There it is. Notice how the Bible never equivocates on this. There's one narrow road that leads to life for eternity with him. There's one broad road that leads to destruction and hell. What is your choice? Today, what are we talking about? We're talking about choice. How have we decided to live our lives? For I command you today. Here it comes again. How many times have we heard this in the book? I command you today to love the Lord your God. And again, we're told it's a command. This is what I want. Love the Lord your God, walk in his ways, keep his commands, decrees, and laws. And if you meet that condition, what happens? Then you will live and increase, and the Lord your God will bless you, in the land you are entering to possess. God's blessing awaits us if we will meet the condition of obedience. But if your heart turns away, here you go, and you're not obedient, and if you're drawn away to bow down to other gods and worship them, notice how in most of these phrasings, when we get to that place where we're talking about going the wrong way, we end up in idol worship. That's where it takes us first. I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. Wow. You don't want God saying something like that to you. I mean, just think of the power behind that phrase. This is a place where none of us will survive, right? God provides everything we need to live. God says, I want you morally to live like this. Worship me alone, obey my commands. All the blessings unfold for you if you'll simply do what I tell you. But if you don't, this is heaven and hell again. God is willing to say, look, I will not tolerate evil. I will not tolerate evil. I mean, he's not being mean. He's being holy. That's what I want you to see. You will not live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. You guys are going to go into exile if you don't follow me. This day I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you. This is kind of serious, right? That I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Again, how many times does God have to draw this black and white line? Which way do you want to go? The narrow road, the wide road? Which way do you want to go? Obedience, rebellion? Which way? All right? God says, look, I want you to make a choice, and I want you to choose life. Choose life so that you and your children may live. In other words, your choice of life is going to bleed down into your descendants because they've been trained in the ways of God, and that you may love the Lord your God, listen to his voice, hold fast to him, for the Lord is your life. You see that? The Lord is your life. He is the one. What does Jesus say? Man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word of God. We live because God gives us life. That's why you're alive. That's why I'm alive. How can we be rebellious and disobey and flaunt our own opinions in front of a holy God who simply wants to give us life? And he will give you many years in the land he swore to give to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Chapter 30 ends with the covenant. God has made this promise God will fulfill his promise because God can't lie, and there's nothing too hard for him. He will get it done. So today we look at this. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about God's love, God's restoration, God's ability to bring somebody back. We're talking about God's threat. Live well or die. Be blessed or be destroyed. Doesn't seem like a hard choice. And yet so many of us say to God, well, God, I know more than you, and I'm going to go my own way. And okay, well, if you're out there today and you're watching this, just remember how this chapter began. If you come back, God has compassion. God has mercy. God will restore. His door of blessings will open again. If you refuse, you're on your way to eternal separation from God. Make the right choice. God bless you, church. Serve him well today.
Who is it who for sinners shed his blood, and now for cleansing all can plunge beneath that flood? It's Jesus. But do you know who he is? He's the image of the invisible God, and he's the brightness of his glory, the first, the last, the future, the past. He is God.